Hello, everybody, and welcome to another session of Ask the Expert. It must be Thursday. It must be 1 p.m. in New York. I don't know what time is in your place. For me, it's a little bit early today, but very happy to be able to be here and talk with you, and more important than that, answer your questions about how to finding new family with DNA. This is a subject that for a few weeks we have put it aside because of all the new records that we have on MyHeritage, but I decided that it was time to come back, and especially and of course, I'm not the one to tell you that new things are gonna come on MyHeritage. My name is Daniel Horowitz, and I have been dedicated to genealogy since 1986. I was the teacher and study guide editor of the Family History Project, Searching for My Roots in Venezuela for 15 years. I am involved in several crowdsourced digitization and transcription projects, and I volunteer my time at the Israel Genealogy Research Association. But today, probably the most important piece of my bio is that I work for MyHeritage very happily since 2006, long time ago when I started with the company. And my job today is, besides lecturing and appearing at conferences or webinars like this, liaising with genealogy societies, bloggers, media, and having fun with you here. Can you believe somebody's paying me to do this? Yep, I am. Okay, so today, the subject is DNA, and you already know that MyHeritage takes very good care of privacy issues. So we're not going live to the website as usually I do. I have a PowerPoint recorded or prepared for you with all the features from the website. So if you are all ready, all what I need to do is to click here. And today I'm gonna focus on the DNA matches. I, particularly as a genealogist, I think that the matches is the right excuse or the right reason why to do DNA. Now, with MyHeritage, you're getting a lot of information about your matches. You're getting the theory of family relativity. You're also getting the share smart matches, the surnames, the share places, and the shared DNA matches, which I think is actually the most important part to discover other family members. You will get also the pedigree chart, the share ethnicities, the share segments, and the advanced tools as the chromosome browser and the auto cluster. But let's go straight into how MyHeritage shows you, for now at least, the DNA matches. Of course that I'm showing you only one, but I hope that you, same as I, will have thousands and thousands of records or matches. And every week, MyHeritage will bring you more and more every time. So on the top part, you will be able to open the filters. And I already have the filters open for you, which is the second part. And this is what is going to allow you to actually view the matches that are relevant to you. My suggestion is try first always those who may have a theory of family relativity. Then you will be able to see what MyHeritage thinks is the path between you and your DNA matches. Or those who have common smart matches or surnames or places will also allow you to discover easier how you are related to other people. You can also view this by relationships, and the close family is all those people that I normally say they open the mouth and allow us to do DNA test, with the only condition that we will not bother them anymore. The extended family is those people that are a little bit farther away in our family tree, but close enough to be able to find a relationship quite easy, and being able to know how we are related. And the distant relatives, where those are the rest of the world where we match or we share DNA, probably we're talking about 1% or even less than that. The other option is by location. Very useful if you're planning to travel to another place. Maybe you can meet one of your DNA matches. So it's always good to know where are they located. And because MyHeritage is selling DNA kits all over the world, your chances are very big to have people from every country. You can also filter your matches by the ethnicities, and MyHeritage has 42 ethnicities divided all the DNA over there, but probably better will be to use the latest released genetic groups, because here you can go into very detailed resolutions, not only for a specific genetic group, but also a country and sometimes even a city. And if you're sharing people, if you're sharing matches with people who are also from that place and you are allocated to the same genetic group, obviously it will be much easier to find the relationship between you. You can also sort or order this set of matches by the shared DNA, the shared segments, and the largest segment. Goes without saying that the bigger the share segment and the largest segment, the more close to you this person is, or even you can sort them by the latest DNA match received, so you will not be coming and going over the same DNA matches every time. If you're looking for a particular person, you can simply use our search bar over there and find those people probably with your same last names. Now, I'm going to jump this to the next one just to tell you that MyHeritage will give you an estimate of the relationship between you and your match and the possible locations that the person has in a family tree, with you in the center of it, as always. And also will teach you a little bit about the quality of the DNA and what are those criteria, the shared DNA, share segments, and the largest segment and their significance. Now, I always will suggest you to contact, and sometimes you may be lucky enough to be able to contact not only the admin, the person, the genealogist who is in charge of this DNA kit, but also what I call the donor, the person who allows to swap. And at this point, again, yes, you can contact the person, but before that, we should go into review the DNA match and make sure that this is a good match before you start contacting everybody. So if you have a theory of family relativity, this is the first thing that you are going to see here. Right from the outside, you will be able to confirm or reject the match. Not that this will do a lot for now, but we are looking into other functionalities with this. We will give you a summary of how you are related to the other person. And for some people, this is great. This is wonderful. This is magnificent. For me, I am a hardcore genealogist. I want to know exactly how MyHeritage came up with this theory. And always remember that this is still and always a theory. So in here, you will be able to view this theory in full, and we will show you exactly how we found a connection between you and your DNA match. You may have more than one theory for the same person, because remember, that we are related to each other in more than one way. And also, even if it's the same theory, you will find out that it can be different paths, and you can confirm or reject any of those theories. Okay, so yeah, the path again is different jumps that we do through family trees or through records in our database. And you can see even that language is not a barrier, because even if other people are building their family trees in other languages, we will know that, and we will know how to compare those names. Okay, the next section is the smart matches section, and this means if you have a smart match with another family tree, especially which one your DNA match is, chances are, very big chances, that your DNA match is related through that branch. After all, you're sharing the same individuals in both trees. You could see more DNA, more smart matches here, but let's focus on the DNA, and let's keep rolling down this very long page that has a lot of information for you. The next section is going to be the shared surnames. And this is also important because surnames is something that are available since only the early 1800s. And a lot of people sharing the same name may be related to you and possibly coming from the same branches of your tree. Now, of course, if you have in common Smith or Cohen, definitely that is not going to be very useful, but a more unusual name is definitely a good lead. If I keep going down, oh, here, of course, we will let you see not only the ones that you match with the other person, but also if you can see all the last names from the other person and the last names from your tree, and you can compare, maybe you will see any last name that will ring some bells. Okay, the next section is the ancestral places. And remember that people didn't travel that much just 100 years ago. So it makes sense that all your family and your DNA matches will be from the same area. So if this is, for example, or my Ukrainian family, probably the match is coming from this part of my family and will allow me to be able to research and find more details about this DNA match. The next section, oh, I'm sorry. Also here, you will be able to see all the places. And here is even more important because you need to learn a little bit of history and geography. The places that I may be identifying as, for example, Ukraine, another person may have identified them as Romania, because remember that border moved. Poland, well, Poland was huge and then non-existent for about 100 years. So it's always good to look at all the countries. And my suggestion, by the way, is always to go by the current country. So even if my family were born in a place that was Romania at the time, I will use Ukraine in this case. Now, the next section is probably the key to everything, and this is the shared DNA matches. It's also known as triangulation, if you have heard that term in the past. And here, basically what it's saying is that if I am a match with Brian, both of us also match all the people in this list. Now you can see that we both match my mother, and that will almost guarantee me that all the matches in this list, and including Brian, they are coming from my maternal side. If I would have a DNA from a cousin, from a specific grandparent, I will be able to pinpoint even better those matches, focusing on the exact ancestor that I know it came from that that grandparent or that great grandparent. So this is probably one of the most important areas to see and to evaluate in this long list. The next section is a pedigree chart, and this is the reason why you must, yes, you must have a family tree together with your DNA. Because remember, we are trying to look for a common ancestor that gave us both, me and the match, the DNA. So the possibility to be able to see their family trees and your family trees, at least the pedigree chart, side by side or toggle between one and the other, will allow me to identify the branch, the person, and the connection between both of us. Well, the next section is the share ethnicity estimation. And I really don't think, unless you are interested in a very small piece of your DNA, for example, how come I'm Irish, Scottish, and Welsh, it's not really useful, at least for me, we being Ashkenazi Jew, to know that most, if not all, my matches share that ethnicity. And the last piece is the chromosome browser, well, where we will give you a map, a colored map of exactly which pieces of the DNA you are sharing with this individual. And this will be good because once you have found a specific chromosome or area in the chromosome that you share with the person, and you know that this is from your maternal grandmother, any other match that will have this piece of DNA, big chances are that this is coming from the same branch. Now, just before we go to the question, I would like to point out under DNA and the DNA tools, the chromosome browser one-to-many, which will allow you to see exactly those pieces that I just mentioned to you, but in comparing up to 7 individuals that you match. And the other tool that we have here is the auto cluster. And the auto cluster is a tool that will group your common matches by those coming and matching the same people. Remember the share matches that I show you. So here you will be able to identify matches by branches, by groups, and it will or make it easier the analysis of the DNA. Okay, so now the next thing is just 2 more minutes. I'm joking, a little bit less of announcements, and today I have actually a very good ones for you before I open the mic and I allow you to answer the questions. If you want to learn more about MyHeritage, about genealogy in general, the knowledge base is the place to go. It's a totally free area of the MyHeritage website. Education.myheritage.com is the place, and I will put those URLs as always in the chat for you to copy and paste easier. Here you will find articles, you will find webinars, videos, and downloadable material that you can use and learn more about all this. Now, if you are into webinars, definitely the Family Tree webinars page is the place to watch not only live webinars, but recorded webinars, not only about DNA and genetics, but also about genealogy in general, MyHeritage, and they're all there waiting for you. The last time I counted is more than 1,600 webinars ready there for you. And the invitation, as always, every Thursday, 1 p.m. New York time, no matter where in the world you are, to this 30-minute open free sessions, where after a very short presentation, I will be opening the microphones of everyone so you can actually voice your questions. Now, remember, you can take a test, a DNA test from MyHeritage, and you know that I am not from the sales department, but I just heard we have very good prices this week. But just because I'm a genealogist, I have to tell you that if you have tested in other places like Ancestry, Family Tree DNA, or 23andMe, is your lucky day, because MyHeritage will allow you to upload your raw data, your digital file into MyHeritage totally free, and you will be gaining all those matches with the exclusive database of people that we have. Okay, so yep, that is all for from me today, at least. Now it's time for you to open your microphones, and I see here that you already know the drill. I see already hands up. So let's see, Ken from Vegas. Hi, Ken, how are you?
Good morning, Daniel. I have a couple questions around surnames.
Okay.
My family's originally from Guam, and of course, like you in Argentina, the sorry, of course they call me right when. So sorry. So my issue is because of the Spanish surnames, and it's a matriarchal society. Once you go back before 1898, before Guam was annexed by the United States, it was a matriarchal society. So does it take into account the fact that, you know, my mother's name is at the end of all my ancestors? And then the last one, the second part is, in Guam, they shortened it. So instead of saying De La Cruz, they would say Cruz, or they would say, instead of De Los Reyes, they would say Reyes.
Okay. Muy bien, no hay problema. Yes, so the last names are in, they're part of your family tree, and they're useful to track other relatives, even with the DNA. But something that I didn't mention, and thank you, Ken, for reminding me that, the type of DNA that MyHeritage and the other companies are using are a autosomal DNA. So it's actually both the the maternal and the paternal side of the family. Okay, so the match can come from either or the branches. Now, MyHeritage knows also how to deal with the last name. So if you are de la Vega, de Reyes, de la Torre, all those very Spanish last names, we will know how to compare and understand that sometimes they were shortened, and sometimes people use their maternal last names, not only from Spain or other Latin American places, also from Europe as well. And yeah, that's not any problem. Okay, thank you very much, Ken. I will get back to you in a second, because I see that Janine also has her hand up, and also Susan and Sandy. So let's go in that order. Janine, you need to unmute before. Okay, now we see you, now we hear you. Yes, hi.
Yes. Hello. Hi, Daniel. Hi, everybody. Doesn't the theory of family relativity tool require some form of payment? I did try to use that the other day, and a friend of mine as well. And we both have trees, and the trees are connected, and we had zero. There was, and
Okay.
I use other sources like Ancestry, GEDmatch, etc., and they don't seem to have an issue with that. Does this require some additional payment I'm somehow not aware of?
Well, yes and no, let me clarify it, okay? We will tell you if we found a theory of family relativity, even if you don't pay us a penny, The truth is that I'm not completely sure if to view that theory, but I think not, okay? But don't quote me on that. You will need either a complete account or to have paid the one-time fee for the DNA if you have uploaded your DNA. But for sure, we will tell you, it's not that we are not calculating those theories because you are not paying us, okay? So be sure that if we find a theory, we will let you know. Unfortunately, yes, not everybody has a theory. In fact, I personally don't have a theory for myself. I have one for my mother and I have a couple for other family members. What depends on this? Well, it depends on the family trees. It depends on the records. It depends on the other people that took a test. And as always in life, it depends on luck. Nothing else we can do but cross our fingers, pray a little bit, and wish that for the next time you will get those theories very soon. Okay?
So can I just clarify? Is what you're saying is it's not unusual to have no theory of family relativity?
Yes, it's not unusual. Like
Okay.
I don't remember the percentage. I think we said it in one of our blogs, but definitely not everybody has a theory.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, pleasure. Sandy, you're next. Remember, excellent. Go ahead.
Remember, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I was saying remember to unmute, but you already did.
Right. And it's actually the same kind of question. My husband on theories of family relativity, and we've been with MyHeritage forever. We have him both transferring in with one account and a direct testing with MyHeritage for the other account. And he has 14 to 16,000 matches and 0 theories. I have 14 to 16,000 matches and 40 theories. So I don't know whether I haven't hooked it up correctly. Can you address that again?
Yes. And again, you are the proof that some people are luckier than other. But yes, in order to make extra sure that you have connected the family tree to the individual the DNA to the family tree in the website, and this is very important. Under DNA, you will see an option that says DNA, manage DNA. And under manage DNA, you will see a list of all the kids that you're managing with the name of the people. To the right, you will see 3 dots. And on those 3 dots, you will be able to reassign the DNA kid to another person in the tree. So you can do that without any problem. And you can start typing the name of your husband, for example, or for whatever person you want to verify. You will see, or you should see a pop-up with all the names matching that name that you're starting to write. Don't finish to writing, okay? And start for the last name, for example, Horowitz. And if you select the name from that drop-down menu, that will guarantee you that you are connecting the DNA to the family tree. Another way to see it is take any match, review the match, go to the pedigree view, and you should be able to see the pedigree view of your husband or the other person right there. And that will also let you know that the person is connected to a pedigree, to a family tree. If you don't see anything on the pedigree view, you may see actually something that will encourage you to add a tree and to connect that DNA to a tree. But yeah, definitely very important to allow not only the theories, but to ease the research of family of DNA. Okay, we're on the hour. Susan, you are the last one for today.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone from Israel. I'm asking about uploading DNA that I did a couple of years ago, 2, 3, 4 years ago, through a family tree. I never connected it there to any family tree, actually. If I want to upload it now to MyHeritage, where I do have extensive family tree,
Mhm.
are there privacy issues?
Okay. So very easy. You will need to download the digital file from whatever website, Family Tree DNA or whatever other you used. And if you have difficulties doing that, we actually have step-by-step instructions. Under DNA, under the menu DNA, you will find DNA upload or upload your DNA, one of those two words in one of those two orders. And in there, you will see step-by-step instructions for the different companies that we support. You will need to, of course, check a few agreements over there that you're allowed to upload the DNA. You will, in the same process, you will be able to assign that DNA to a person in the tree and use exactly the same methodology that I just described. It start typing the name of the person and then select it from the drop-down menu to make sure that is on the family tree or associated to the family tree. And then once you finish that process, it may take even less than 24 hours to start getting matches. And the theories is going to take you a little bit more because this is something that we run every 2 to 3 months. And we just run the last batch of theories. But the matches, the ethnicity and everything else, you will receive it almost immediately, maximum 24 hours after that. Okay. If you have any difficulties, if you have any questions, Susan or anybody else, remember that you can always go to myheritage.com/help. And over there, you can find hopefully all the answers that you're looking for, or simply go to the knowledge base, and over there you probably will find also an article or a video telling you what to do and how to do it. In the meantime, I'm gonna leave you as always after 30 minutes past, wishing you a wonderful weekend and hoping that you will take some time to do a little bit more of genealogy. Goodbye, everybody, and enjoy your day.